impacting onto the Slark, or again, it can't be dispelled, the mischance. So that's pretty significant as well. Going up against Slark, who, you know, can dispel basically anything, is obviously going to be very significant.
30 seconds to battle.
That was unreal.
It's a very difficult one to be able to determine who's going to be able to come out on top. I have to see everyone playing their best.
It's still a good Timber game. It's still a good Pango game, but it's a really good Phoenix game, and it's a really good Sven game, potentially, right? Like, it might just come down to how good this side lane goes with Katie going up against Cloud.
Do you win this trade? I don't know. Exactly. Oh, Warwick, where do you go? Do you run to the right? Do you run to the north? Well, apparently wherever you run, it's not going to work out. Maybe blood grenade? Oh, he's going to tick, I think. Maybe the T2 tower region. Looks like it's enough. All right. I mean, Warwick's going to have to go all the way back to base. So, yeah, Lil's actually going to go mid. It's like, see some experience. I'll take it.
Sure, why not? It's a good way to be able to start off the lane. It's not like the Timbersaw should be in too much worry. He nearly got a first blood onto Katie as well on that bottom side on Cloud. Joined together with Lil. Should be A-okay now, though. Those TPs start coming through. And I mean, honestly, a Timber doesn't even necessarily hate having this little bit of a solo lane to himself. They'd already blocked up the camp, so they're not going to be suffering there. But we'll see that he needs to be de-warding, though. Of course, it's really those first couple of levels that's really the scary point here for Cloud. Like when you've got level 3 on the Phoenix. Not if Phoenix dies, though.
Not if Phoenix dies, indeed, and he's going to get the first blood. All right, so let's dive a little bit deeper into this Timbersaw, because meanwhile, Kami top lane, almost going down as well. We've seen this hero a lot recently. We know how stupidly strong he is. You know, Barley, Riyadh. Firstly, is he still at that stage? And secondly, is this a game where, like, if he has a really good lane and Cloud plays this perfectly, could he just win the game for Hydra in itself?
I think he could. Like, I think this is the game for Cloud to win for them. I mean, against 3 strength cores, and you've got the change with a level 15 talent to having the Whirling Death stat loss now. It's only 3%, but adding that on to the 10% that it is pretty base, that really reduces a lot of the impact that you're going to get from the Shaker, from the Sven, even from the Legion Commander.
And we'll be able to get a return kill. Okay, both supports are going to end up going down. Kami doesn't get the Essence stack, though.
Because that start to the game is still going to be a little bit until Warwick's able to get into his bottle for himself. So Nicky Cool looks like he's going to be the one coming out on top in terms of the water runes. He's even looking to try and bully down on this bottom side. Doesn't look like he'll be able to do it, though. But Warwick definitely needs to be playing a little bit more sacrificial this game, right? Like, he needs to be the one that starts the fights out, that forces potentially even a... I don't know if you could force a duel onto yourself ever since the change to the shield crash, but just open up space for the Timber sort of reliably come in and just devastate them with your damage.
Okay. Is there any... Actually, top lane, Kami should be able to get the kill onto 1J. Dominic as well, with the help of the Brambles, also chased down the Disruptor. So again, it's a 1-for-1 with the supports. Both TPs are currently on cooldown, but Kami importantly gets a permanent Agi to work with. Back to Warwick, do we feel like if he's going to play a bit more of a sacrificial role this game, are there any items that he needs to change up in kind of the core item build that we see out of these mid-pangos?
No, I don't think so. I think if you're getting if you're not getting Diffusal, you're kind of griefing the game just because it provides so much in terms of even just wave shove as well. Of course, you're going up again against 3 strength heroes, not exactly the highest mana pools to be able to play around with either. But maybe after that, he could consider going into something like, I don't know, a halberd or something along those lines. Or if he is just looking to be that big disruptor, an earlier than usual Blink Dagger, just so that he is providing that little bit of extra lockdown to set up for the likes of the Mystic Flare, the Static Storms, and even just letting Kami go to work.
But yeah, speaking about the Mystic Flare, they don't really have many ways, right, to be able to set up for that this game. We saw, of course, easily last time with the Chrono. And Lil, I think, was just under the second most damage on Hydra. I think it was like 57,000 from Warwick, and I'm pretty sure he had like 54,000 or something like that. So might be a little bit more difficult, but Lil's doing a really good job of being a pest down bottom, like recognizing his strength in the lane versus Seneko. Might be different now with eventual 2 points in Fire Spirits, but he's going to get a second Courier snipe, all thanks to this Observer Ward.
Yeah, I mean, Seneko was focused on pulling into the small camp at that time. It's going to be scouted out too. And this is approaching the point where I honestly think it's at the point. You've got a 4.5-minute Vanguard now on Cloud. This man is not dying in this lane. You are totally fine to just leave him alone if you're able to get into a... it looks like he's going the Soul Ring. Why not, right? But if he's able to get into the Occult Bracelet, even better. Arcane Ring, fantastic. So now it really enables Lil to start making some stacks, to start playing a little bit more around the mid lane, especially at nighttime as well. Nicky Cool hasn't quite hit up onto his level 6. Looks like Seneko has scouted out that potential move.
Should be able to get a solo kill onto Lil as well.
That's a big deal.
We know, without a doubt, I mean, the Phoenix needs so much... Oh, the miss? Okay, it's not going to matter.
The attack speed slow prevented him from aggroing the creeps. And they were sleeping, so he couldn't just walk into them either.
It gives him some time to scout out the stack, get the Watcher. And yeah, like we were saying, I mean, Phoenix is... a lot of supports the experience. Phoenix is probably tops the list without a doubt. And I'm very intrigued if he does decide to go Midas or not here for Seneko, because you said it's looking like a great Phoenix game. If he gets experience and a little bit of gold as well, then he could be able to get the boys over the finish line by himself. Nicky Cool. Is he? Yeah. All right, he echoed. All right.
I mean, why not? He feels like he can't use it on mid. You're up against the Pango, who's got to be so much more maneuverable. No level 6 yet on Pango, so can't exactly reliably go for this. I think that's well worth it, man. In terms of nearly on the mark there by Warwick. In terms of your question regarding the Midas, I think the answer to that is yes. This time around is, okay, no Fisher. Otherwise, Warwick might have been in a little bit of trouble. Just because, again, they are lacking that relative push potential, right? Like, who is taking towers early on? Sure, Timbersaw might go for an early-ish Aghanim shard just to have that flamethrower, but he's more focused on just being a hero killer rather than a tower pusher this game, because it is such a good Timbersaw game. I mean, he's just shoved the Sven out of the lane already, so you might just let the creep wave do the job for you.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to be really important for the Phoenix to go bottom and soak that lane up for a little bit. So we see our other side lane. Do have a bit of a fight over the Wisdom Room. Looks like StoRm have read this quite well. They've got the Jewel and they're going to use it early on. It's definitely not enough damage. Now, Kami with his Shadow Dance might just be able to get a freebie onto Dominic. Tries to step onto the tree line and with the wand. It's enough to keep him alive, but he's going to have to make a trip all the way back to base. Yes, she'll get the Wisdom Room trade, but then you see what's going on bottom. Cloud, with the help of the catapults, able to get the first tower of the game.
Ooh, he's off to a good start. The old Timberman. That's really looking like continuing. Even going into, all right, a Blade Mail. Guess he really wants to be on the front lines and maybe even forcing the duel in onto him. Just makes him so unkillable, right? Like, you can't leave him alone, but you can't focus him down either. It's this real catch-22 situation.
Well, easy kill, and you got to use the Rolling Thunder for it, but Perma Agi always important.
You know what? His opponent used Echo to farm creeps, so I think he's feeling all right about it.
That Echo is back up.
Scouted out.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
All right.
A bad one?
We have... No, without a doubt. See what he's going to be able to do. We have been getting like 11, 12-minute Blink Dagger timings on this mid-Earthshaker. I have to keep tabs on when Nicky Cool is going to be able to pick his up or not. But they are kind of playing with more pressure around the mid lane, especially with Seneko and 1J still sticking around. They're going to try and potentially get the kill off the back of the Echo being back up. Trying to limit Warwick's game. We saw how much he was able to do prior. Even Katie. All right. I mean, Sven, remnants of the God Strength, even wants to rotate over and be active here with the help of the Stormhammer. They will have difficulty now with the Timber, though. I mean, as soon as they get a glimpse of him, it's an instant out. There's just nothing they're going to be able to do. So it is some time wasted, I suppose.
Gives them so much information as well about the fact that they've got vision up on the high ground. They wouldn't have retreated if that wasn't the case. And, well, unfortunately for Sven, wasn't able to take any of these stacks. Sorry, they didn't have any stacks, but any of the ancient camps. just to be able to potentially slow down a little bit of the farm. They see that one of them sentry blocked, so a lot of information given over, but again, it's at the cost of having to move the Timber Saw down, and you want to just keep him down here. You want to keep him dominating the bottom side. You want to force defensive rotation.
Top lane. Oh my god, what was the damage, dude? I think they must have got the Ancient Seal before that Dark Pack. They just teared apart the Legion.
Mm-hmm.
All right, very impressive. Another death. First one of the game, in fact, for Dominic, but your side lane cores are off to a great start. You said Warwick had to take a bit more of a sacrificial role. It's probably going to happen when you're into this Earthshaker matchup. But he can always...
One to D-Ward. Just making sure he gets every little bit of gold whenever he can. So Icarus is in a bit of trouble right now. Didn't use the Icarus dive just yet, but
nice.
Die.
It's huge if you're able to capitalize on every Rolling Thunder usage. Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to get the power rune. They want to go for Nicky Cool though. Glimpse was on cooldown. Not going to be easy, especially with the high one charges that the Earthshaker has to play with.
Trying to dodge out the Glimpse. It's up in one.
Hey.
Oh, you're going to get Glimpse back on the Willow. Oh, maybe.
This is getting kind of awkward now for Hydra. I'm not if Happy just steps through the brambles like that. Really well done.
Snake is the one that gets the refill happening, so it's okay. Moving down bottom, it's clear they're just trying to make more space for them to be able to pick up this this Blink Dagger for Nicky Cool. You know, they just don't have ways to be able to initiate a lot of these fights. Dominic up top, he's died a couple of times now to the just the once, but Slack is always something that you need to be careful of, so he doesn't feel completely carefree with being able to play super aggressively into this lane. Army already with a 2-level advantage over him, and they're actually even going to make a bunch of rotations too.
Why not? Try and shut him down. Static Storm, even Warwick wants to try and come in and snipe the kill. Getting himself closer to the Diffusal Blade. But yeah, this is 2 deaths in a row now here for Dominic. I mean, they get the tower, which all things, I'm very surprised with how aggressive Kami's been playing and really up in the face inside this lane. But you'll get the tower, you get the kill with the trade and a Hydra. I'm going to try and look to smoke. Warwick and Happy in combination together. Sven is about to make...
Here. I don't know if you can kill him, man.
Yeah, well, let him under health current.
Just to see if Timber can maybe look to make a rotation, steal away some stacks, because you're playing up against a Sven, right? You got to make sure that you're doing this. But it's not going to reveal anything. No one else is revealing on the map right now, so they miss out a little bit, other than dropping down an Observer Ward that hasn't been scouted out. But be careful to move pretty shortly, though, Unhappy. Like, he can't leave this area. He doesn't have TP for another 20 seconds, and you don't want to reveal yourself underneath a Watcher. And that just might reveal that they've got this vision.
And look at Happy's positioning. Oh, no, he gets through the kinetic field. And they're smoking to look to reveal the Blink Dagger as well. Nicky Cool needs to come in huge to turn the fight. And the Egg's going to help out as well. There is no way Hydra can now take a fight around this area. And Happy will also escape down to the south as well. So really nice smoke from Storm, being able to connect in the nick of time. We get the kill into the Pango. Maybe they'll even be able to get the D-Ward as well. But importantly, this tower's going to take some damage mid lane.
And they didn't even have to use the Blink Echo. Still, you will know that the Blink Dagger is available, so the reveal isn't quite as shocking as you might have wanted. And you just see Clouds there on bodyguard duty, not wanting to give up anywhere on this map for them to be able to pick up farm. They know how much difficulty Storm are going to have taking a lot of these towers as well. But what this does is just leave Sven to farm, right? And I'm not sure if you could let Katie do a similar sort of thing, right? We mentioned how much potential they have for their own burst damage. It's a great Timbersaw game, don't get me wrong, but you're going to have Blink, God Strength, level 2 Sven coming and hitting at you.
They're going to see Dominic in the trees, but it's taken them a little bit too long to start. Nice scan as well. Hydra, what an incredible read that Dominic was potentially baiting for some of these rotations to come out, and as a result, they're going to be able to get back to the safety of their trees. Nicky's still hunting, though. He's got this Blink and Echo ready.
Good positioning by Happy. He just wants to be the one that gets caught slightly ahead of the Slark every single time. Nicky's still hunting, though. Wanting to make out of that smoke.
I mean, they got the Bedlam to chuck on him. Can they kill him, though? Just these two?
Not with the Shadow Dance, unless he goes...
They're going to go for it. Oh, let's see how much damage they've got together, and it's enough. Okay, beautifully done. I mean, they're starting to move down on Hydra. Warwick, Diffusal Blade yet to be completed, so maybe there's going to be some lack of damage on a return kill.
Yeah, he just wants to finish picking this one up, gives them space to be able to secure another Wisdom Rune for Lil. So he's starting to be a little bit scary in his own right. You know, 2 points Concussive, 3 points Ancient Seal. Remember, that's the type of damage that it's increasing for the Timbersaw as well, feels very significant.
Is it the Timber? Is it spell or magic damage that increases?
Magic, but the I'm talking about more stuff like the flamethrower coming through, and eventually if you get into the Aghanim Scepter, for example, because I don't really see any nullifier buyers either. And I mean, all you need to do is just put Cloud onto the front lines, make sure that the fight doesn't start horribly for you, and then you've won the fight in my books.
What are they trying to do at the moment, bottom? I see Katie setting up in the trees, but yeah, I mean, at the moment, Cloud seems pretty much unkillable, and you're going to need to bring multiple members to be able to even think about that. But this is go time now for Hydra. And knowing Echo's on cooldown, and with this defusal picked up, you are without a doubt wanting to try and take a fight. It's just a question of where they want it, though. Do you think about mid? Because a kill could then lead into an objective, but it looks like StoRm have got a pretty good read on this. If the support's position on the higher ground, they're going to be able to pop the smoke, and it's just a static storm along with a rolling thunder used onto a measly dark willow. StoRm have now got the read. This is a fight they want to continue to take. Seneko, he can always use the egg. Will do so defensively. Now with the jewel as well, it's going to be a lot of damage out of the Timbersaw. Surprising amount at that, and they're not even done just yet as Katie now catches up to Lil. 2 big swipes of the Great Sword, and I'm very surprised at how much damage they were actually able to do into the Timber. That is also the first duel victory of the game for Dominic.
I'm very surprised at how much they kept going. I thought they should have been very satisfied with just the singular pick-off. When the smoke is popped, your potential is gone. And that was without the Echo Slam, like you said. He's got level 2 on it as well. So I'm going to be very careful here, although there's that impact of the Diffusal Blade coming through, really reducing the Earthshaker's potential to be able to go for these consistent plays, although we'll be able to get a refill. Yeah, I'm honestly quite shocked that they just kept on going in there. They didn't have a vision advantage, they didn't have a bunch of ultimates used, and they just thought that they could keep on going in. Maybe Timbersaw overvaluing his life. Again, if you get the jump on the Timbersaw...
Dude, mid looking scary. Mid's looking super scary. Nikki, cool. Oh no, you can't group up like that. You cannot do that. And now Kami, can he, along with Cloud, be enough? It's got to be a 2v5. They'll get 1 kill onto 1J. And now Cloud is going to chase for Seneko as well. A nice side step into the river. The DD might catch him off guard with some unsuspecting amount of damage, especially with the chain control that's going to be coming out from Katie as well. As that is the second death in a row onto Cloud, and you need him to be snowballing this game.
You do indeed. That is just a kill that's been given up for free. Your secondary initiator, right? I keep saying it, but it's because it's the truth. You see how quickly they're able to take him out. If he's just the only target at being forced down, your team plays around chaos, right? Slark constantly able to duck and dive back in and out, get a lot of those Essence Shift stacks out. Pangolier bouncing people here, there, and everywhere, causing a lot of this confusion. And they even get another kill. Look how deep he is.
They know their hero so incredibly well. Very, very comfortable. I hope we don't have a fight, because you got a lot to talk about. Katie, level 16 compared to the 14 on the Slark. Like, even though the gold, you got a decent chunk of a lead, but experience could come to be a really big thing for this fan. It's again another initiation. It's a bit of an unforced BKB from Katie, which doesn't provide them a lot. Can they take the fight now when the boy is on Hydra? They're still going to be going to the egg, which has proven to be an issue. We're going to see that be the case once again. As Slark goes forward without anyone else nearby. Now they're going to go to Cloud as well. They are crumbling on Hydra. One by one, they go in without any backup, and StoRm. This is 3 games in a row now that they have had the lead in the early game. It's just a question of, will they look back this time?
They've got to clean up their act pretty soon on Hydra, right? They're taking these really odd-looking fights where they trickle in one at a time, and that's exactly what StoRm want. You know, you're able to isolate, you're able to get that duel off onto Kami, who he is your main damage source for now. If the Timbersaw isn't there to be able to start things off, once again, Cloud shows up when there's 2 heroes already in the grave, and that's not what you need. You need to fight full 5-on-5. You need to fight not fully clumped up so that Nicky Cool's able to have that impact. Speaking of the Shaker, by the way, he's got his Aghanim Scepter to be able to play around with. So he is a very scary boy to have to go up into. You've even got the level 2 duel available from Dominic. So are they going to get another kill?
No hesitation. Instant duels, but this time the boy's going to be playing behind it, but it's not going to matter as Nicky Cool drops a huge echo. They've got the Sun Ray as well. Nicky Cool's not even going to die, and now the turnaround will be there. Fisher's a little bit shy, but they can just chase them down. What is there to fear from StoRm? The Disruptor's getting split apart from the team. Katie's waving him goodbye. They're going to catch up to Lil as well. Meanwhile, back over to the right side of the T2 tower. Warwick's going to try and make the attempt with the Rolling Thunder. He needs to get the kill and get out with his own life, but he won't even get the kill onto Nicky Cool, who lives through it all. And StoRm, they are continuing on with the momentum.
They're just not fighting as 5. I'm not sure what's going on, man. Where's the Hydra that we saw in game number 2? The Hydra that was able to come back from that big net worth disadvantage. Katie's even going for another one onto Kami. Doesn't have the Blink Dagger just yet to be able to get that jump. It's coming out to him on the Courier, though. So another giga-farmed Sven. And she's just able to consistently catch out a lot of these people unawares.
Dude, what are they going to do when Seneko has a 24-minute hex timing?
Yeah. He's already got an Ag Shard as well, on top of all of his items that he's currently got. Told you it was a good Phoenix game, and I mean, the man is just making his team invulnerable right now.
Ooh.
It's just to be able to play around with Nicky, so he can look to go for those consistent chases. Not even yet level 15 for that extra 50% enchant totem damage. Oh, I was about to say, are they going to consider with how strong this has gone, invading the Wisdom Rune timing? They might want to try and catch someone off guard as they're looking to play in this general area. Don't want the smoke to pop, but it will, I'm happy. At least they're able to get that Wisdom.
I was going to say, it's probably a little bit more difficult now for them to go for that play. Can consider about connecting to Katie with that blink now. Then we're going to be able to beat into the T2 tower.
Yeah. They're going hunting. Seneko not even popping the smoke with that Icarus dive just to provide potentially a little bit of vision. That's another tower that you don't have to play with. We haven't even started to consider the crits coming through, right? Both the Sven and the Earthshaker. These are the answers to that Timbersaw that you're really wanting.
Look at bottom lane. Nicky Kill is going to... Oh, all right. Don't look at bottom. Never mind. Echo wasn't used. They're still going to try and go for Cloud. Dominic's got the duel at the ready. Happy's a little bit too late with the Static Storm. They're still going to be able to taunt the Timber and drag him back. Katie with the backstab as well. It's a bit awkward from either side, honestly, especially with the damage coming out. But as soon as the egg is used, that is a team fight one. You've got firm control of this area, and Hydra need to cut their losses. But unfortunately, Kami, he's not even going to be able to escape. They'll catch up to him into the tree line as StoRm, once again, 0 casualties. They are just taking everything across the map.
Poor Kami, he was surrounded, man, in that engagement. He just tries to leap on away, and this is the same level of impact, right? A Slark is good at a lot of things. Great in the lane, great for that early, night times, but he just hasn't hit some of his key timings, right? He's got an Echo Saber, no Diffusal Blade going into the Sanjin Yasha just because he's always the target that's getting dueled. He's always the target that's getting focused down with a lot of these stuns, and well, it really is hindering his ability to do a lot of damage to confirm a bunch of these kills. Yeah, we didn't see the Echo Slam in the replay as well. But even without it, they're still able to come up on top in a lot of these engagements. Once again, early to mid game, 13k net worth lead here. And Warwick has just used a Rolling Thunder for not that much, to be honest. It's going to claim Seneko, but this is a Phoenix that you used a relatively big cooldown for.
With that being said, he's the same level as Warwick, so take all the experience you can get. That would be an incredible Echo. They see? Oh, yeah. Okay, they're pinging it up.
Thankfully, Nicky Cool has learned his lesson. BKB coming out next for him. Still wants to
try and
out of this Arcane Rune, if he can.
This could be an okay opportunity. It has to be perfect, but Seneko has been pivotal in these recent teamfight successes. So for Hydra...
Towers to TP2 though, right?
It's true. A fight had to happen then. But StoRm, they were able to avoid it, go to the north. And that Cloud's going to show in the lane. Potentially, they want to try and take a fight now. Seneco's back alive. You got the power runes up as well. It's going to be regen for Warwick.
Seneco deals with that mid lane. Almost level 15 as well, so can be even tankier. Make sure that he never gets burst down. Just hold that supernova for as long as possible. Keep the Sunray going for as much as you can. Get the double value out of using the Sunray into the supernova with the Aghanim Shard. And like you mentioned, very healthy progression towards that Scythe of Ice as well. So makes things very challenging. Just seeing if there's any nullifiers being purchased up right now. I would love to see Legion Commander go one instead of the Heaven's Halberd, just so that you're making sure that if you dive in onto this Timbersaw, who's more than halfway towards the Aghanim Scepter, he's nowhere near as tanky as he thinks he is.
Really like them to get this Tormentor on Radiant. It's either the potential of the Legion or the Earthshaker. I mean, Legion's kind of, I mean, especially this game, is not really going to help you out too much, but yeah, it's okay. Like, it's nothing.
Gives you 100% uptime of the attack speed, which is pretty significant.
Okay, true. I was just thinking armor benefit, but yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely you'll be happy with getting it, but really the big one is the Earthshaker, is the one you want. But regardless, you've also got Roche to get, and it looks like it's going to be for free as well. Hydra, nothing to do with this potential engagement around the pit, and I mean, you can't blame them, even though they've got pretty decent team fight in close proximity area. Not with the net worth lead that they have to combat against. So Aegis, it'll actually be given over to Dominic. So
yeah,
we'll see what he's going to be able to do with the Legion.
Yeah, much more consistent damage that he's able to output. 48 damage isn't the greatest at this stage of the game, but we've seen LCs come back from far worse. Doesn't look like he is going the Halberd, by the way, going into an Orchid and then an AC after the fact. Not the worst. Maybe looking to punish the Timbersaw in that way, right? Use the Orchid onto him, means that he doesn't have a Lotus Orb to be able to play around with, no other dispels that they've got on their team, and it doesn't matter if he's got this Aghanim Scepter.
Bottom lane, they're actually starting to set up. Dominic and Seneco. Hex is completed as well. Anyone shows, and that's going to be Warwick first, and there's the duel. What a read from StoRm that someone was going to come down here to push out the wave, and Katie's going to solo kill the Sky. Okay, never mind, jumps away.
Doesn't use the BKB or the God Strength. That's the important thing. Did go for the extra armor, of course, from the Warcry. And he's just cleaving out Laves on his own. Gonna try and scout out Kami. I mean, despite the fact that they're this far behind, they have very few objectives that they've claimed so far. The vision on Hydra is slightly superior just because you're playing with a Slark. So that's the one thing that they can lean on right now. But vision doesn't really matter when you're going up into this high ground with the Aegis. Just waiting on the duel, it seems.
Let's see how tanky Cloud's going to be with this Scepter. Okay.
So now do you feel like it really matters? I mean, you know it's popped, you know it's got a relatively long cooldown. Maybe just wanting to wait for the God Strength to come back up again, another 50 seconds. LC still has 3 minutes left for his Aegis.
Do you, like, if you're the Radiant supports, are you looking to yours now, potentially versus the Timber, or it's not even worth it with the current position they're in to invest into that item to deal with the Scepter?
I wouldn't hate seeing Seneco buy it, just because you are able to dive in and out relatively easily to be able to set up for a lot. I know it makes a lot of sense on the Dark Willow as well. That was like the classic combination, Cursed Crown into Yule's up into the Bedlam, but you're just not tossing the Bedlam onto yourself anymore, right? So you don't really need to set up for that sort of thing. And as well, just up against the Disruptor, Yule's is quite nice too, just to be able to avoid that silence and make sure on the Phoenix that you're able to get the egg off.
We do have multiple Scepters completed from Hydra, one for Warwick and one for Kami as well.
Ooh, Nikki.
Whoa, dude, no one else is near him. And look how much they are fearing StoRm.
Yep.
I have no idea that he has...
He did the same bot as well. When they were taking Roshan, he was the only one down there at the time. And, well, he's a very scary man just on his own. He's even got an Invis rune to be able to play around with, so smoke might have popped, but you can just keep on moving forward with that gem held on to Nikki Cool as well. Look to just jump up onto a lot of these high grounds, and yeah, there we go. It's a good way to be able to reclaim some of that area that I said, you know, despite the net worth disadvantage, was in a better place.
Ooh.
Hydra, not anymore.
Oh, nice jump, Katie. Fissure as well is going to enable him to continue right-clicking. It sets up for Dominic's follow-up. A little bit more jaw damage, and Nicky Cool knows no way to stop. He'll have to use a BKB though, as Kami is going to put him under the pump. It's a pretty decent static storm as well. If they can get rid of the Phoenix, it might be an opportunity for them inside this fight. But Sineko somehow steps out of the static storm, drops the egg, and over to the left side now, Cloud. Still going unaddressed as well. They're going to look to buy back, but it's a little late with the buybacks to get any more. But the kill onto Sineko.
That's the fight that I was looking for from the Timbersaw, right? Obviously, it's a lot easier when it's in these enclosed bottleneck areas, but he finally comes in and is just able to tear through the entire lineup. They end up smoking underneath this ward, though, so they're going to be able to set up for it. Dominic, just trying to be able to blink out. In
Ages for 50.
Yeah.
I'll kill him pretty quickly. Kami's got a lot of essence there. This is looking pretty scary for Storm. They're going to be able to get the kill onto Nicky Cool as well. Great timing out of the glimpse, and these are the starts that you need. Just a little victories going Hydra's way. Can they get anything more, though? Because Dominic and Katie are setting up.
Yeah. Just a couple of seconds away from that God Strength. He wants to be able to jump in onto an unsuspecting target. It really does depend on, like, who is the target that you jump. Are they quick on the fingers to be able to activate something like the reactive armor? Looks like he's going to be able to get away just in time. Silver Edge being popped, but it's not going to be enough. All right. It's something. And just one team fight is like a... What is that difference there? 91% down to 76, so be a 50% probability off of...
Cloud's going to run straight into the duel. How quick is he on the fingers? And do they even want to go for him, though?
I would. You got to Sven with a God Strength. You got to Sven with a break.
Importantly,
still farmed as hell. Just got to stop him from popping that reactive armor and being the second one into these team fights.
I guess another way we didn't really mention is the potential of Katie to go Nullifier, which he has queued up now, so that's going to be able to address it. As we do see Torment is going to be picked up. We'll get the Shield of the Scion.
Not the worst. All that extra armor with how frequently he's going to be casting. Remember, it's every time he deals magic damage, so if you could get into that Aghanim Scepter for yourself and start firing out 3 Arcane Bolts every single time, 2 Mystic Flares, 2 concussive shots, it's really significant the amount of intelligence and armor that you can build up into a pretty heavy physical damage lineup. Still going to be a long way, though, before he gets to that point.
It's just so scary, right, with the burst potential on Storm. Like, you're going to need time to react on Hydra. You want to get that Shadow Dance off along with the Depth Shot, but...
Betting this top lane.
And the bait might pay off, Warwick. Not going to stick around any longer. Nicky's jumping over, though. Kami on the low ground might be a little bit awkward. Double Pounce helps reposition.
They would love to get Dominic onto his level 3 ulti. Just for a little bit lower cooldown, a little bit longer duration as well, just to be able to hold these heroes like the Slark, like the Timbersaw into place. You can see as well, Kami, he went and bought the Depth Shroud. Obviously, very important whenever you're going up against a Legion commander, just to be able to provide that extra layer of protection.
It's not going to be easy, but would you have to say Hydra just looking to avoid every single fight for the next... what, 2 minutes 30 until it's nighttime again?
It's so rough, right? Like, I feel like they want to be able to win a team fight and to have it progress into something else. The best thing for them would probably be something like the Aegis, right? And it's got 40 seconds left until it's coming back up. Warwick, he'd love to have a Basher as well to be able to play around with Timbersaw. He's just reached his level 20, opted to go for the Magic Resist, which isn't the worst up against a Phoenix for sure. I think they just want to stall this one out a little bit so that it's not just a team-wide victory, give ourselves a pat on the back and get a little bit more net worth. It's got to be more than that.
They got a glimpse of the Slark for a sec. Yeah, okay, he's instantly pounced TP out.
Nicky?
Top lane, yeah, Nicky. Can they get him, though?
On Kami.
He's got a BKB as well. Think he's just going to be able to escape. Bashes there. Oh, no. Whoa. He's going to try and continue to get away with the enchant totem, but he will not make it far enough as Hydra. What's going on?
It is one of the fastest Roche spawns that you could have possibly asked for, and especially with that Echo Slam being used as well. It's 8-second BKB gone. You're all grouped up already outside of the base. The lanes are in a relatively good spot. They could look to go for more. The only thing holding them back is just the one smoke.
Dominic's going to go. Oh, what a reaction out of Warwick. He was able to get the blink away. What a... Oh, dude, the reaction was crazy. And now Kami, they're going to be able to get the Legion Commander as well. Snako tries to turn with the Sun Ray. Not enough to repair some of the damage. They'll kite the egg over to the left side, though. Katie, quick assassination. Disruptor's gone as well. They're fighting over to a DD on the Sven. Is this a fight you want to take from Hydra? They're starting to move on over. Another pounce to the hop. Quick on the fingers out of the Hex, but like you said, no egg and nothing to fear. Not done just yet. It's up to 1J, and they're going to be able to get him as well over to the left side as Hydra somehow have been able to pull this net worth lead down to 7,000.
Yeah, they're going to be able to once again claim that little bit extra. They get a tier 1 tower, they can move top, they can get another tier 1 tower there, set up for the next Roshan, which is going to be on their side of the map. If they're feeling ballsy, they could even look to take away the Wisdom Rune that they've got just spawning right now, just to give them that little bit of an extra advantage, and that's exactly where Kami's looking to move towards. They just, once again, fed in one by one. They caught the Hydra disease that they had at the start of this game.
And now this is their strong timing, right? We said you avoid fights until nighttime. Well, it's up. You've got it for another 4 minutes 40. You've got 5.5k gold, I think I saw in the Slark's backpack. So,
yep.
We'll see if he decides on the Satanic. He still hasn't bought anything yet. What do you think he's considering? Satanic or what?
I'm fine with the Satanic personally. Like, I think you just need to be able to... Even just having the passive against the Legion Commander if you get deals feels kind of nice, but, you know, right beforehand, if you're able to pop it when he jumps in onto you, that feels great as well. Of course, you're probably going to try and pop the Shadow Dance instead, but maybe you could use it just to be able to stand there and get a bunch of those Essence Shift stacks built up for yourself.
Yeah, we're going to have to go back live because we got a fight breaking up by this Roche pit.
Goes back up.
It's a 4v5. Those going to try and come through the portal, but StoRm are already going to be set up there. They're going to see him coming through as well. This could be a quick kill if they want it on Lil. Smoke's going to pop, though.
They need vision up there, man.
This is on a nice edge. One mistake.
This is going to give the advantage over the Hydra. Again, they're the ones with the Slark. They're the ones with the Watcher control. They don't have the high ground vision at this point in time. Just got to make sure that Slark isn't the one getting caught. He's got the Depth Shroud to be able to save whoever gets jumped on for the duel.
Oh, like they want to use Snako starts. Fisher's going to be able to follow up as well, along with the Echo Slam as well. They're going to use everything onto the Slark on the left side as well, but Kami has got enough time to be able to activate the Shadow Dance. Is it an all-out retreat, though, and are they going to be able to make it out on everyone? They're considering about going back in, considering with all the ultimates used prior, a long drawn-out fight, without a doubt, will favor Hydras. Now, StoRm, they're in two minds on whether they want to take the team fight or not. They'll at least get some control with the egg. Katie's going to turn to Cloud as well. A perfect timing with the Fissure, stops the chain away, and they'll guarantee the kill as well. No buyback for him. It's going to be a 4v5 if Hydra can take it, but Kami wants to go back in. It pounced off the mark with the bash, but they're going to be able to reposition. Warwick commits as well, but Katie, in with a couple crits, it's not enough. And now over to the right side, Nikki, cool. Activates the BKB, but multiple fights are breaking out, and it's not favoring Hydra at all, as Kami is in a lot of danger at the moment. He's trying to go up against the world, but the jewel is going to be there. He's got the passive life still coming out. Is it going to be enough? Enough time for the Shadow Dance. Hydra starting to move over with a couple of supports as well. With the Essence, it's stacking up for Kami, and Warwick's back into the team fight as well. Kami, he's going to be able to do it. He knows no fear now. What can they do against the Slark? You've got nothing left in the arsenal as Kami and Hydra will somehow edge out another victory.
Yeah, and well worthy tip being given over by Cloud. Look at all that damage, 7k. He's got 46 Essence Shifts stolen. You just cannot fight into this, man. That's the value of the Satanic right there. Prevents him from dying inside of the duel. Was able to pop it at the perfect time. He's even got the Paladin Sword to be able to amp it up even further, and they get the most juicy prize in this Roshan for themselves. So even though Warwick was forced to buy back, they're going to give him over the Aegis and make it not too bad of an expenditure. It really did feel like they just ran out of resources, right? They didn't have BKBs left. They didn't have mana on the Sven as well to be able to make a lot of these jump-ins happen. No stun, not even a harpoon.
But how the hell are we even in this position, though? Like, just back-to-back. The probability, I saw it for a split second, was 50-50. Now it's 51 for Hydra, but how are we in this spot? 2 games in a row where StoRm have the lead. I mean, what was the net worth at the peak? I mean, over, it was like 17?
Yeah.
Again, dude. Again.
Kami-sama. For those people that watch Southeast Asian Dota, Kami-sama in your dream might need to take a bit of a step back because Dream, Kami, whatever you want to call him, he is putting in work this series, putting the team on his back, almost single-handedly carrying a lot of these team fights.
He's going to have to continue doing that, though. He will need to continue putting in some hefty work if they're going to be able to get Hydra. I mean, that's going to be huge for him. 25 along with the Sven. Second highest is going to be the Pain Clear with level 22. Of course, he did buy back Pride. Big reason why they gave him the Ages.
It's about to turn into daytime, though. I have the shield rune to be able to make a play with. Feels like Kami's the one that's going to be jumping onto the front lines now. I mean, he's tanky enough that he's going to be able to, you know, withstand a lot of this burst. He's got the status resistance. He's got the invis detection. He's got Depth Shroud and Shadow Dance and a Mage Slayer and a Satanic. So as long as he's popping at least the Satanic, I really feel like he can stand through anything.
Just taking a look at Seneco's itemization. He's got the Refresher currently queued up. Do we like this? Is there some other things? I was thinking a potential Scepter, considering Egg I don't think ever dies this game, but do you feel like there's more importance of like multiple Sun Rays and even Hexes?
I think multiple hexes is probably the bigger thing for me. Like, I think you can use that as a little bit more of a source of consideration. I mean, we were talking about the Yules previously, and honestly, like, Yules into a potential Wind Waker isn't the worst. You know, if you're getting pounced onto by the Slark, if you can get an eventual Ag Static Storm from Disruptor, that could be huge.
Warwick is very split from the team. They got the high ground, though, dude. Kami's position, if they can kill Seneko to start the fight, it's going to be huge for the Mystic Flare damage. They will. He's got a buyback and he's going to use it instant, but meanwhile, Kami goes down. Katie and Dominic blow the Slark up from 4 to 0. And now Hydra, they're going to lose the Timbersaw as well. Cloud's going to get caught out. Warwick as well, man's going to be cautious. Nicky Core's got Fissure up. Surely, wouldn't do that. He's a crazy play to TP out there. Oh my god, and it works out. He didn't run back into the fissure.
It just goes to show you that, like, if you get jumped on, if you get fully controlled, and if you do not pop your cooldowns, they have the burst damage. That's the level 25 spend difference right there. Gonna slow him down a little bit with the lucky shot. Not enough to be able to stop this push into the high ground. Second last glyph being expended there. No god strength, no...
Look at Nicky Cool inside the base as well. They're going to get the buybacks. It's a double buyback committed, but into the supernova means StoRm have control of this area. The damage will get the kill into the Pangolier. Hydra, can they get anything? This was a heavy investment off the back of the buybacks. Maybe the Legion Commander is the only casualty as StoRm...
You'll take
I think they...
For sure.
They saw the Phoenix Courier up north here. Warwick, he's going to see Seneko.
Oh, he bought back.
So they'll get...
Well.
All right, that's an extra kill. That's going to be a gem as well for Hydra. So something else off the back of the big buybacks from them.
Power of information, right? He's still able to secure the gem, though. It's patrolling off over the top side of the map right now. Going to the north side, visiting Top Roshan at his old home, but we're able to secure something.
Dude, happy as a scepter.
Yeah.
All right.
We saw it be the one to really put the final nail in the coffin, but all 3 cores have bought back on Hydra. That is the big area of concern. 2.5 minutes still just for the Pango. They're going to be walking on division right now. I mean, they're in already. Warwick? This is a ballsy move. Maybe just wanting to force a poor response to this. Going to cancel it early. Doesn't have too much in the form of cooldown reduction outside of the Octarine core. Right now, Sven just looking to yoink away a few more of these objectives across the map. Takes the Wisdom Rune, pushes out the other side of the map. He needs his own buyback as well.
We've spoken a lot about Seneco's itemization, but Lil is doing a very good job to keep up in farm. I think for a while he had the Hex queued up. He's actually opting for Lincolns now to help out the team. So probably a lot of it is just to prevent the duel. And I mean, Stormhammer, if you use it on someone else, can still maybe have some effectiveness, but we saw what happened. If you duel Kami and Katie's hitting him, you're gonna die 4-0. So we'll see if the Lincolns is gonna be enough to protect Kami inside these fights.
And we'll see if Storm have the cojones to be able to try and go for that all-in play to try and win the game right now, because this is your avenue. You've got the win conditions there. Cloud, no buyback. Kami, no buyback. Warwick, no buyback for another minute. Take out any of them and the fight swings so much heavier in your favor. Even honestly, the Disruptor. And he had to buy the Aghanim Scepter, right? Means he is not going to have the buyback for this next little bit.
They are coming, and they are not grouped up on Hydra. So Necro's going to start with the Hex, and instantly Dominic's going to be there as well to follow up. That is a quick and easy kill. You couldn't have asked for a better start for Storm. They'll get rid of the Pango. And now it's a 4v5.
Happy
Glimpse is going to be there. They have the Static Storm, but of course they don't want to use it onto Seneko. Oh, too late. Happy. He still used it. I mean, that could be a big ultimate on Nicky Hull. Fissure onto multiple. What is the crit? 1900 damage. Okay.
Oh. My heart goes out there to all the supports for that sort of situation that you're going to see happening in your pubs pretty short.
Oh, they're going to lose Lil as well. He has the 4 stuff at the ready. Might also get 1 hit. Nicky Cool.
No BKB on
the gem.
Careful. Do have buyback coming up in 3 seconds for the Pango.
And Jaws back up as well, and they're going to go for it. He was able to at least get their active armor off. Pango's going to buy back and look to rejoin as well. Nice reaction out of Storm and the nice retreat. Although Warwick holds Seneko, and this is without a doubt a kill. With the egg already been used prior, they'll assassinate the Phoenix. Can they stop the TP on the Dark Wheel? A quick U-turn from Warwick will stop 1J's TP short. Have they got any vision for any more heroes? They're going to see Dominic actually further to the north. Right underneath an Observer Sentry combo. It's going to be up to the Disruptor to try and TP, and the Fjord could definitely scout out. Oh, we didn't. Ooh, he's out.
He's out.
He is out. What is this game?
This is an elimination game, man. This is what we watch and this is what we play Dota for. These sorts of high intensity, back and forth, could be anyone's game sort of moments. And well, they forced out another buyback out of Hydra, so they're not out of the woods just yet. They're able to hold, they're able to get a kill onto the Phoenix once again and halt a lot of his item progression, but again, all it takes is one fight for Storm to be able to put the final nail in the coffin.
They are mash TPing bottom lane as well.
Global Concussive gives a lot of information. Putting the link onto Kami, allowing him to be this one patrolling on the front lines. I'm sure he's saying, you know, just hang next to me for this next little bit. I got to make sure I got the second one onto you before you go under any sort of high ground vision. Just constantly spamming this onto the Slark. The daring frontliner that's brought them back into this game. Can he do it again?
It's going to be important that Hydra move to top pretty quick. Roche is up, and it ain't moving to bottom. You want to get your vision set up as fast as you can. It's a very interesting TP from the Disruptor.
You'd love to have a refresher on. So many vibes to have, like a second BKB, a second Satanic, a second Silver Edge, a second Blink, a second Harpoon is all it would need. Have a little bit of vision, but it's in the less obvious spot, and means that they are going to get that big bounty coming through. Still wanting to put onto the front lines.
Can they fight this Hydra? You lose this fight, this game is over. This is a crazy call for them to try and make, and they're actually going to go through the Rift on Storm, so playing down bottom. Do they follow? Radiant will know this. They have a ward at the Rift. They're pinging out. Scan will go. It's going to be Seneko as the first point of contact. That would be huge, but no one else comes to the Rift. Where's Cloud's team?
Cloud?
Where is Cloud's team? BKB TP if they got the damage they... Oh my god!
Can't play with that. I mean, you force out a BKB, I guess, and another God Strength, but who did he give the refresher over to? Did he pass it to someone? Did he pop it himself on the Sven?
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
I have no idea. He picked it up. I don't know where it is.
I mean, I guess if he's used it, that's a little win for you.
Is under attack.
Cloud, you absolute madman.
So I think at least probably what happened is that they scanned on the rift and kind of shit themselves and thought that StoRm knew and was setting up, and then everyone else bailed and Cloud didn't. He's like, screw it, I'm going in, I'll do it.
That's the thing that you could never live down if it doesn't work out well for you, though. 49 minutes, there's another Wisdom rune available. No one quite close enough to the level 25 that it would make a huge difference. Even the backline's a little bit more durable now with that Sven Aghanim shard from the Tormentor.
Seneco's Aeon Disc is going to prove to be a really big issue in these fights.
Yeah.
Is there a more valuable person on StoRm?
Maybe locking down the Legion Commander just so that Slark is a little bit more free to take these fights.
See smoke again from StoRm.
5.25 seconds. You've still got the S and Y for the status resist, but that's why they're just making sure to constantly have...
Oh, they're going to go through the base. Oh, Kami! What's with the Lincoln to protect him? Katie's going to try and jump in and force some reactions. And that jump kind of doesn't do too much.
They didn't pop everything, though. And what's the buyback status? All right. The time has expired for the buybacks on Hydra, but they need a little bit more net worth. 300 away on the Slark in particular. And he just can't leave the base. It's not a safe place to be right now.
Yeah. I feel like it needs to be brought up again that we were happy with this Scepter that can turn the fight. We saw it once up top, forced out before the Supernova, and we haven't seen it since then. So happy, I mean, and there you go. Disruptor is pinging out. Sorry, Nicky Cool's pinging out Disruptor. I mean, they know he could completely turn this team fight with incredible Static Storm, and he has the tools to do so. Yeah. Ninja Gear to be undetected, Blink to get in straight away. See what Happy can do. We've spoken a lot about...
That's all their call is right now. Do not let him get a multi-man Static Storm off. Warwick's level 25 as well. Very little cooldown on that Rolling Thunder. Just the 64 seconds with the Octarine, with the level 25 talent. And they're just going to wait this one out. It's only a minute and a half left that they've got to withstand. What's the worst that can happen? Still just spamming that Lincoln's on Kami, always making sure he's the one on the front lines, only using other things like the Chakram to be able to keep these lanes pushed away.
Ooh, they smoked. Or did they, or they're all Ninja? Never mind, they're all Ninja Gears.
They're all Ninja Gears.
So I guess, yeah, one thing Warwick as well can potentially assemble the Aeon Disc with being vulnerable without the buyback, but like you said, it's up very shortly. Looks like he's even deciding as well to go, whether he wants to commit for the Abyssal, we'll see, but Lincoln's, I'd probably say, is the more vital thing, just to double up on the Slark.
I think so, but what's he dropping in terms of items, right? Like, that's my area of concern. You need the Aeon Disc, so maybe it's just going to come down to a slot issue.
What? Sure. So, I mean, of course, there's always potential to eat the Blessing. What happens with Aeon Disc cooldown as well if you backpack it? It's 2 times the duration, is it? Or does it? Yeah, so...
It's long as hell already, so it's like, do you really want double?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess the probably more realistic thing is then you just have to get a little bit more gold for the Blessing on Warwick. But we will see. I mean, because of the position they can't...
Right?
Yes, he does without a doubt, and because the position they've been in now for multiple minutes, hold up inside the bases, means this net worth lead is growing. Like, you are continuing to get items. Katie can buy Moonshot if he wants to. Dominic's going to complete a Silver's Edge. We're about to have a refresher on Seneko. He's about to be level 25 as well. I mean, he's 24 and a quarter, but like, they are just farming everything on the map for StoRm.
Not sure what he wants to go at the level 25 on Phoenix, whether it be that Icarus dive cast range to be able to provide another form of initiation just with a Scythe of Ice. And he's going for the refresher, so you can afford to go for these ballsy plays, especially when you've got the Aeon Disc to be able to make plays around. And, well, we talk about the effectiveness of these nullifiers. Nicky Cool's even going into one himself.
Okay.
Even more damage.
Do you just go for the dive? Like, when you... I really do not think the egg will ever die. When are they going to be able to bring it down? I cannot see a scenario in a team fight where they're going to get rid of Seneca's egg.
I mean, maybe he just goes for like a stupid dive in, like, you know, putting himself completely in the center of the team, and that just forces them to clump up for the biggest Echo Slam of all time.
Because, and just importantly, so Dominic, it's chaos, so he can potentially find that dual target. Because again, we are at the late game, and this Legion Commander, you're killing someone from 4 to 0. And I think you brought up the potential of like a Wind Waker on Radiant when we were kind of speaking about like purging off the reactive armor on Timber. I don't know if this is something Lil's considering for the Jewel as a response to it. I mean, but again, though, that's a really expensive item, and you are getting 0 farm on anyone but pretty much Kami and maybe Warwick.
Yeah. I mean, they're just waiting it out, and it means that the Pango does have that buyback available again, and, you know, 60 gold away on Disruptor, 300 gold away on the Skywrath, so... You know, all this waiting doesn't necessarily do them a huge amount of harm just because they're going to have that second life. And I mean, fighting in your own base is always going to be advantageous. Do they have any Boots of Travels yet on StoRm? I don't think so, right? So it's still going to take quite some time for them to be able to rejoin the fight if it doesn't go well for them. So I think maybe that's the sort of thing that they're waiting out. They could just be waiting another 15 seconds as well for the nighttime to finally leave the base with the gem, try and play around some of those high ground wards that they've got.
Is Scepter really that bad on Sven? Like, even if you don't want the Superman Sven, doesn't it just as a whole increase the cast range? Is it really that bad?
But you can also like set up the static storm where he's going to land, you know, things like that. They've got a lot of Lincoln spheres as well, so it doesn't feel amazing.
Amazing for the extra cast range, or amazing because the Superman sets up for the static storm?
Superman sets it up.
Because you can toggle it off now, right? With the...
know, but yes, it's a lot to spend when you can just have something much more reliable like a Moonshard.
Which will without a doubt be able to pump up his damage potential. You have an opportunity to get those right clicks out, like potentially now. Hydra, they are finally coming outside the base. I mean, Warwick's going to reveal for a second. They know that Roche, it could be up in 20 seconds, so they have to get out. And with the nighttime advantage, it gives them that possibility. Kami will lead the charge with a gem. He's just going to be on some... Nullify just done as well for the Earthshaker. Oh, Kami... this is dead. Yeah, okay. Instantly sees the water. He's like, yeah, never mind. I'm out of there.
Are under attack.
And Rax are getting hit a little bit here. Cloud's going to need to go back to be able to deal with that one. So they know he might be split away from the rest of the team. I was really expecting them to potentially put some vision up on the high ground there next to the bounty rune, but wanting to try and get that full-on backstab. But StoRm, they're a good enough team to not leave it completely exposed like that. They play around their vision. They know when a Slark is able to come in onto them. It's tense stuff. Heart in your mouth.
At least with a fight, lost game is not over. I mean, unless you 5M buyback and you all die.
Uh-huh.
And we'll see what's going to happen. Seneca to start onto Warwick. He can assemble the Aeon Disc if he wants to, and he's going to need to do it pretty goddamn quickly.
Nullified.
All right, nicely done. Easy kill, and now they're hunting Nicky Cool. He's going to try and chop the backline. It's a great echo onto 3 with Dominic's follow-up as well. Buybacks is starting to come out quick and fast here for Hydra. They're going to be enough to turn the fight, though. It's taking simultaneous engagements down to the south. Cloud isolated from the boys. Meanwhile, Kami, he's got no one else nearby. Warwick's going to try and do what he can to disrupt the team fight. They'll go back over the Legion Commander as well. And with the Chakram damage, they'll secure the kill. And now Kami once more as well. Can they stop Seneca or 1J? Looks like they'll get the Dark Willow, but everyone else will make it out. Hydra again in a position where they had to buy back. Disruptor, along with the Pango, was necessary for them to get that engagement victory.
I didn't even see. He didn't even assemble the Aeon Disc. He just, the Nullifier was used anyway, maybe feeling like he didn't want to put it on a slightly longer cooldown. If you're caught, you're caught. And, well, the prize for them is going to be this Roshan on the top side. But again, such a heavy buyback investment coming through your Pangolier, that big team fight initiator, and of course the Disruptor, even more vital. You take him out, you're free to use your BKBs however you want. Even picking out some of these Wisdom runes, but what sort of a change is that really going to make for this game?
No, stay in the pit, someone.
They will.
So what do we look? I mean, I think it's Kami or probably Happy that gets Refresher. It's, you really want the gem on the Slark though, which is the big thing.
Yeah. It's rough. It's rough for sure. Like, poor Kami just once again has to do absolutely everything. Maybe it's even going to be Cloud that gets it. I mean, a double Scythe of Ice, double Shivas, double BKB, double reactive armor. It's a lot to have to go through. The thing that they're really lacking is just that control to enable them to not run away from a lot of these fights. Cheese is still on the ground. Happy he'll be the one to put himself into a risky place to pick it up, but he will.
Hang on, back over the right side, Kami. He's trying to deal with that ward prior. Oh, Lincoln's eats the Hex, and now they've got a numbers advantage on the side of Die. Dominic's going to try and jump in, but what reactions out of Kami? Quick use of the Depth Shroud, and now Nicky Cool's been isolated as well, but the Static Storm will prevent the BKB. And this is the opportunity now, but Hydra, they need to get more. Can they catch up to anyone, though? Looks like Warwick's going to be able to sniff out 1J's location. He too will be glimpsed back. Double kill for Hydra. Very nice engagement for them. And once again, they're going to be able to get onto the map. Importantly, get these lanes in a position where maybe they can get some objectives.
And take away the vision. There are no Radiant Observer wards on the map right now, and just the one for the Dire. Not really guarding all that much, but what that means is that you feel very scared, especially at nighttime, to go out and start to look to take away a lot of these camps, because we've done it again. We've reached the 60-minute mark. This feels like the sort of game where you don't just want to go up onto the high ground. You've expended so much already. You use the Axe down.
Anyway, he's got the Aegis. I mean, you'll get the kill, you'll get the victory, but you have to commit too heavily for it, though. It's going to be able to set up for the buybacks. The Egg Pop perfect, it's not. He'll be able to get the Blink away. And you're just going to be initiated for Warwick, and still he'll survive. Maybe over to the right side, though. Kami runs into Nicky Cool. Hydra, they just got to get out now, though. And they should be able to do so. The separation is pretty quick thanks to their mobility. They are still hunting. Nicky Cool's got a low cooldown enchant totem. Kami as well is now in danger. He's going to get body blocked from the pounce. Silence prevents the escape. And they're going to finally be able to deal with the Slark. That's his only choice right now to stand strong. But there is no hope of him being able to get a kill and bring someone into the grave with him.
So again, you know that's a dieback on the Disruptor. He's out for 60 seconds. Got a BKB back up in 40 for the Sven. You've got a BKB that's yet to be used on the Legion Commander. Plus, he's reached up to the level 25 on the back of that. I would say most importantly, with Slark dead, you've got the freedom to know that you're not getting caught out and burst 100 to 0. Get those tier 5 items as quickly as you can. And they're even scared on Hydra just to be able to contest this mid lane. They're like, we can get burst 100 to 0. What are we supposed to do about this? They don't know that they're not in a position to be able to punish that, and they'll be breathing a sigh of relief that their high ground wasn't getting hit onto once again.
Oh my god, that is such a scary neutral item as well for Dominic.
Oh, he's got a huge KD. Pops the God Strength, pops the BKB. Talk about that. This is the new hero.
It's Big Piggy. Oh, their building's gonna fall so fast, dude. They're gonna react. They're gonna do so. Wait, Kami? Okay.
Well, again, big value. Buyback used on the Slark. Sven, I mean, what do you even do now? Do you buy a Moon Shard for the Legion? You buy it for the Shaker? Legion's already got a Pirate hat. I don't think he needs more attack speed.
I think Refresher needs to be considered for KD.
Yeah, Refresher, Ag's Blessing maybe.
Yep. They go to the... I mean, Hydra need to get outside the base. They're going to be forced to smoke, though. They have no idea where Radiant are.
Pretty good.
It's such an awkward position for Hydra to be in, though. They don't feel safe to farm inside their triangle. They're going to start to be able to deal with some of the creeps and get some wards set up.
Saneko's even got the, with the Refresher picked up, the Aghanim Scepter queued up for himself next. So he wants to be able to be that extra layer of save. Once again, it is so hard for them to be able to get through this Supernova. It would basically need to be Kami on his own after the team fight's already done with a crap ton of Essence Shift stacks. Luckily for them, at least they've been able to pick up a couple of these tier 5 items for themselves. The Pirate Hat for Kami, so it's going to be a lot faster that you're able to start to build up a lot of that Essence stolen. Again, one of these instances where you would love to see what their choices are. Pango and Timber still yet to decide. That's what they're going to be talking about right now. What is the best option for them?
Gotta do it quick though, because a fight's about to happen.
Yeah.
Just outside the base, and Hydra have no idea about it. One misstep is all StoRm need to be able to capitalize and knock Hydra out of the qualifiers.
Pango went the Pirate Hat as well. Not exactly the greatest right clicker, but maybe he didn't have too many better choices. Just for the bounties as well, could be nice. Build up into the next item a little bit sooner. Slark's got a Bloodthorn waiting for him at the secret shop, so just 400 gold away, wants to be able to pick that one up, considering he has used the buyback. Even just the Timber level 15 talent on the left-hand side that he got.
Can they fight? They've got a really good ward. They've never had as strong of a ward as they currently do, but Kami's Shadow Dance doesn't give them anything. They're going to try and move him with the Rolling Thunder, and Abyssal Blade's out. I mean, Kami's getting a lot of essence, and they'll get the Supernova out as well, but now Kami needs to play with a Refresher. Not if Happy's going to be able to jump in with a Static Storm. That is beautiful, but Nikki, his ultimate's even better. Echo onto the backline, and now they're onto Kami as well, but this Slark is going to be able to reapply the Shadow Dance thanks to the Refresher, but Katie jumps back in once again. Fisher's going to hold them down into place, but Kami, he's a different beast, and that doesn't look like they're going to be able to address him. Kami against the world, along with the Hydra members. 2 down without some buybacks, and our Warwick's going to go for Seneko. Doesn't get a lucky bash on the Willow, but it might not matter. There is hope still for Hydra.
They've done it again in the late game. This time around, this was Cloud coming in clutch there, able to get multiple hexes off in the single fight, able to just tear through all of those stats that they were able to steal, and more importantly, just put himself in there on the front lines with that Arcanist's armor, reflecting all of that damage. As Sven ended up doing so much damage back to himself in that team fight, and that was the first one in quite some time that Katie just hasn't had too much of an impact, only 2k damage.
No way, dude. No way.
Not again.
No way.
It's just bought a shard on the Timber because of how slow their push is. It's coming out in the career now.
I mean, Kami's got 54 essence still stolen. This push is not too slow.
They're throning, maybe. Maybe just want the creeps to be able to help them out. They're using the Book of the Dead to try and get the push stopped. Get that backdoor protection kicking in.
Oh, who does Dominic jump? You gotta make a decision pretty shortly, though. You gotta decide quick on what the call is gonna be. Cloud might see Dominic shortly. You can't even address the Timber. 4,500 health you go to. Tier 4's down. Dominic's gotta go shortly, man. Lincoln's pop, but it's on the duel. Oh, we didn't use the Bloodthorn. Oh, no, Hydra. There is no way they've done it back-to-back games to keep their hopes alive of qualifying to TI-12. What a series, and what